And for this cause God shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie.
Old wives' tales, myths, superstitions are all but a thing of the past in these days. Don't walk under a ladder. A magpie sounding at midnight meant someone would die tomorrow. Knock on wood. Keep your fingers crossed. Technology has, for the most part, removed many of those fears of non-compliance of the unknown, of things that go bump in the dark, of being fearful of those things that one cannot see or prove. New, more modern fears have essentially replaced them. But they will return in full force.
But they were terrified and affrighted, and supposed that they had seen a spirit.
It can cause one to wonder if those in the boat that night had seen what we call ghosts before. Or else why would they have thought they saw one then? And of course, as most do, when that unexpected supernatural event occurs, when something happens that cannot be explained, they feared. And many still do today.
Even him, whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders.
I do not know the full extent of Satan's powers in this area. No one does. But when the Antichrist arrives on the scene, they will be exhibited through him. And my friends, he will not need technology to do that, although I am fairly sure that he will use it to his full advantage. We know from the accounts in Job's life that he can manipulate the minds of certain men to do his bidding. That his title of Prince of the Power of the Air was exhibited then. That Moloch and Dagon, if not designed directly by him, were used by him to cause at least some signs and wonders to happen. For no one is going to sacrifice their child unless it has been proven that something will be granted to them in return. And even then, it is almost inconceivable that anyone would ever do such a thing. But the unrepentant, at least those that even begin to contemplate our adversary, have regulated him off to the side as nothing more than an old wives' tale. Superstitious nonsense, explained away easily by some scientific method. And that is exactly what he wanted.
Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.
But we who are hid in Christ know better. He is cruel beyond description. He has no compassion whatsoever. He is the father of lies. And he hates in ways that we cannot begin to imagine all that is holy, true, and righteous. And that means that if you are born again, that he hates you also. It's strange, isn't it, that those fools who say there is no God will still believe in some form that evil exists. But even stranger, without disrespect to the initial moment of action, is how many who claim to serve the living God still fear Satan. We are never to fear him, my friends, but we are to respect his power.
Yet Michael the archangel, when contending with the devil he disputed about the body of Moses, durst not bring against him a railing accusation, but said, "The Lord rebuke thee."
But there is another group of people, perhaps saved, perhaps not. That is not for me to say at this moment. Those who will attempt to apply this verse in a way that it was never meant to be.
Submit yourselves therefore to God, resist the devil and he will flee from you.
They mistakenly believe that they have the power, that our adversary fears them, that because they read something in the scriptures that it applies to them as well. These will learn the error of those thoughts. I personally believe that in the coming days we are going to begin witnessing the unexplainable, and that technology will do its best to explain those events away. But we know better, or we should. What is approaching cannot and will not be stopped. In these beginnings of sorrows, we who have been blessed with spiritual discernment have also been blessed to see the truth of these days. And what we are witnessing cannot be denied. The only time that you are not to be seeking His face for His glory, praying for wisdom and discernment in these days, or looking for the lost amongst the wicked, is when you are looking up, in the full knowledge that your redemption is drawing nigh.